people much later on in life, and I say, yeah, that's true.
Doctors think diet, especially too much fast food and processed food, could be to blame for the big increase in childhood kidney stones. Jim Crisula, CBS News for WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
We've had a little bit of a return to summer over the last couple of days. That's continuing today. We have some morning sunshine that is going to fade behind clouds for this afternoon, but it's going to be warm and humid anyway with a high of 86 degrees. We're also going to see a cold front pushing toward us, and that's going to trigger a couple of afternoon and early evening showers and heavy thunderstorms. Those storms can bring flooding downpours along with damaging wind gusts as they come through, and there's even a chance for a tornado, though those are going to be very few and far between. During the overnight hours, the rough storms are going to diminish to periods of rain. That rain can still come down hard at times. We'll have a low of 58 overnight. The rain continues tomorrow morning, much cooler otherwise. It'll be less humid as clouds try to break for a little bit of sunshine, high 72. We have sunny skies and a nice day Monday, high 75. I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer in the WTIC Weather Center.
We have Computer Talk with Tab up next. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News.
This ad is brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester, proud pioneers of the life-changing all-on-4 dental procedure.
Are you tired of endless dental work, fillings, root canals, gum surgeries, and still not getting the smile you want? Or maybe you're struggling with uncomfortable dentures that just don't feel natural. At Columbia Implant Center in Manchester, we offer a permanent, life-changing solution, the all-on-4 dental implant procedure. Remember Steve Austin, the $6 million man? Well, he's real now, at least in dentistry. With the all-on-4 procedure, we can give you teeth that look better, feel better, and function better than your natural ones ever did. Here's how it works. We remove failing or damaged teeth, then place 4 precisely positioned implants into your jaw. On these implants, we secure full arch prosthesis. Beautiful, fixed teeth that won't shift, slip, or come out. No more patching, no more temporary fixes, just a confident, comfortable smile that lasts. Call Columbia Implant Center today at 860-730-6020 or visit ColumbiaImplantCenter.com and take the first step toward your new life with All-on-4.
Retirement should be about living, not worrying. At Retirement Income Source Scranton Financial Group, we build custom portfolios designed to generate steady income through interest and dividends, so your money works for you. Call us at 855-930-6293.
Investment advisory services offered by Sound Income Strategies, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisory firm. The Retirement Income Source and Sound Income Strategies are associated entities. Retirement Income Source with David Scranton is a paid program.
We were using a managed service provider, MSP.
That's Pete Sweeney, Director of Operations at United Tool and Die Company in West Hartford. His computer services MSP became so costly, there was nothing left for needed system upgrades. Pete took action. He called Tab Computer Systems.
When we looked at Tab and found out that they were an ASP, an actual service provider, and what they included in their monthly cost per user, the services that they offered were right where we needed it to be.
Now Pete gets the services system needs, and he can make those needed upgrades.
They provide us with email and web defense, endpoint protection, server and workstation monitoring, backup checks. Everything that we were getting with our other provider, but at a much lower cost.
Call Tab, an ASP, actual service provider. No inflated long-term contracts. 1-888-TAB-4-HELP. 1-888-TAB-4-HELP. Or visit tabinc.com. Technologies advancing business. Tab Computer Systems.
This is WTIC's Computer Talk with Tab, hosted by Erik Semmel and Dennis Halnon of Tab Computer Systems. Interact with Erik and Dennis by phone at 860-522-9842 or email them in the studio at gethelp@tabinc.com. Get help anytime at computertalkwithtab.com. Now, here are Erik and Dennis on WTIC News Talk 1080.
And good morning, this is Computer Talk with Tab. I'm Erik.
And I'm Dennis.
And we are going to be here until 11 o'clock. We are live on this lovely September morn, here to help you out with your computer problems, comments, questions, and concerns. Feel free to get on early. 860-522-9842 is the number. You guys tend to wake up at 10:30 for some reason. I think it could be the broadcast antenna is like turned off or something until then. But we're here at 9, and if you want to talk about things earlier than 10:30, feel free to get online, and we'll do our best to help you out. And don't forget, also, we want to bring up we have a big e-cycling event happening on the 20th. We'll be broadcasting live from the Tab Computer Systems World Headquarters in East Hartford, where in East Hartford they felt it necessary to block our street. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's a whole ridiculous thing that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
But you'll be able to come on down and the hard way and drop off your e-cycling for free, and we'll responsibly recycle it with our partner Environmental Office out of East Hartford as well. Their street's not being blocked, and for absolutely no reason. So you won't be able to take the left at the mural or the right at the mural, the beautiful mural that was painted on.
To go either one street before or one street after, and then circle around to get to where we are.
So we're looking forward to that. So mark your calendar if you want to get responsibly recycle your electronics. Also, your ink cartridges. For some reason, these folks at Environmental Office love ink cartridges. I mean, you should see their system of keeping those things out of the landfills and repurposing them, refilling them. It's quite a production. So bring in your ink cartridges as well if you want to have them responsibly recycled. So as we talk about technology, we've talked about this a little bit before. So Anthropic. You might recall Anthropic is an AI company that found data on the interwebs, on the dark web.
Magically encountered it.
You're like, oh, look at all these,
look at this,
all these books all sitting here on this dark web here. I guess I'll have my AI learn from it. They said, and well, it turns out they've been sued by the authors because basically. They didn't learn that within Napster. You couldn't do that with music. Somehow in 2025, I mean, Napster was 2000, I think.
Well, yeah, sometime around then.
So we realized that you can't steal the artist's music for free.
Right, and it's a 25-year precedent here. I mean, it's not news, okay?
But somehow the artificial intelligence company, who clearly didn't have enough intelligence to understand you shouldn't be stealing from the authors, and you can't make this stuff up. It's so easy. They now have agreed, these artificially intelligent ding-dongs, to pay $1.5 billion.
Billion?
So good for the authors. I think it's great that they're going to get paid by Anthropic, because Anthropic was too stupid to realize you can't steal the way they did and make their AI smarter, quote-unquote, by doing so. So they're at $1.5 billion. So along with the data centers and the energy and all the silliness of the AI, the cost of running it, now they have to come up with $1.5 billion to pay for what they did.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll put the link out here. So, by the way, guys, just so you know, if it's copywritten, you have to pay somebody for it.
Yeah. I mean, a copyright is a real thing, people.
Right.
I mean, it exists. You have to, honor it.
Right.
It's built into the legal code.
Yeah. So Anthropic found out the hard way. Maybe they should have asked their AI, "Hey, is this kosher?" But they didn't, and found out the hard way.
Well, maybe they did ask the AI.
Yeah, who knows?
And it didn't know, or it hallucinated that, oh, yeah, I can go get all that stuff. Yeah, I'll do that for you.
I don't know. It's nutty out there when it comes to technology and bubbles that are possibly there with AI. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. They're going to cut some big checks. Yep. What else you got there, Dennis?
Well, in the world of law, we have another problem of another type.
Yeah.
In Indiana, there is a lawyer whose name is Mark Zuckerberg.
Really? No relation?
No relation to the Mark Zuckerberg of Meta, a.k.a. Facebook.
All right.
But
that's going to cause some trouble.
But he does have exactly the same name.
Yep.
Spelled the same, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He is now suing Meta because they keep suspending his Facebook account. Okay?
Because he's impersonating Mark Zuckerberg.
Right. Now, I was saying off the air that I understand why Facebook would want to handle, fake Mark Zuckerberg profiles on their service, because I'm sure there's millions of people that
we
are
all have
generating
3 of those
them,
at least, right? Yeah.
But once you know the guy is, bona fide Mark Zuckerberg, attorney from Indianapolis,
right?
You find his account ID that's, some kind of a token buried within their system to mark his account.
Right.
You mark that as don't suspend it anymore.
Right.
How hard is that for them to do? Apparently it is too difficult, and now they're going to go to court over it.
That's crazy, too, because, I mean, he's not paying for the service, right?
No.
He's the actual commodity, the Mark Zuckerberg that's mad that he's getting his Facebook suspended.
Yeah.
And he's going to sue them. It's interesting. I mean, the lawyers got unlimited legal resources. I've always said, messing with lawyers, they've got unlimited legal resources. So I don't know why you're messing with them. Good luck to him taking on Mark Zuckerberg. Does he even look like Mark Zuckerberg?
I don't think so. I haven't. Well, I haven't seen a photo of him, but
right.
I would assume there's no resemblance.
Gotcha. Here's an AI story for you. So the UK government, in a trial of Microsoft 365 Copilot, that's Microsoft's AI,
right,
finds no clear productivity boost. Now, for the libertarians out in the audience, you laughed at that headline in the first place because government and productivity don't go together anyways, right?
True.
Could the government even detect productivity improvements, you're asking yourself, as I was too? Probably not. Do they even understand what productivity is? Again, government tends to not operate in a way to be productive. So I find this whole study kind of funny. The UK department had a 3-month trial, and they basically revealed no discernible gain in productivity. Asking the government to even check on productivity. I mean, is there a department of productivity in the government?
I wouldn't think so.
So I just find this pretty funny. Over 72% of the users were satisfied or very satisfied with their digital assistant, but they voiced disappointment when the test and they voiced disappointment when the test ended. But there was really no productivity gains other than I guess what they had some help writing emails or summarizing meetings.
Oh,
that's what they used it for.
Oh,
and we've seen that too. Now there is some cool AI that I'm talking to some clients about what they're trying to do with AI. There are ways, if it works, to gain productivity with AI designed to do specific things.
As a matter of fact, I can think of a couple of clients that are using one of these AI engines that taps into your Zoom instance, for example, and it will generate, task lists from meetings that people had.
Yeah.
And it'll, come up with like meeting notes for you. But
that's fine.
I mean, it's great, and it probably saves somebody a few minutes here or there. But really, I mean, what savings are you getting? I don't know.
I just find it funny that they would have anybody trying to measure productivity in the government in the first place.
Well, yeah, that's kind of an issue too.
So we'll put a link up here to the story. You can kind of see it's from our favorite blog across the pond there, The Register, and they weren't even cheeky with it. They're just very straightforward. I mean, it really had a lot of areas where they could have been cheeky with it, but they weren't. And I'll put the link up there for you guys. The AI that I'm talking about is working with a client who's dealing with ordering parts. And they order thousands and thousands and thousands of parts to make these assemblies, right? And so they have to purchase all these parts, and they have to all come in. And so their customer needs a thing with maybe 500 parts, and they may not know if the part's missing or hasn't come in. So they have their lead times get all messed up. They're not able to guarantee lead times because they're waiting for a part. And the AI that they're looking at implementing actually is going to look at the purchase orders and look at whether or not it came in, look at lead times, actually communicate back with the vendors, try to tighten up the lead times, try to deal with not ordering more parts than they need that may not impact the actual delivery time. So there's some pretty cool AI out there if it works. Now, they haven't implemented it yet because they're still cleaning up their MRP tool, but it is still, that's where you want AI to help you, right? So it may actually reduce the amount of people in both the purchasing department and AP department because the AI can do it all for you. It'll even pay the bill within the terms. If the purchase order says that it's a net 30 term, the AI will pay the bill. So,
well, that actually does seem like a labor saving.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, something that costs as little as $3,000 a month could save $180,000 a year in people. So this is where we are seeing AI impact hiring when it is implemented. We are going to start seeing this happening more and more with AI that actually works versus Copilot over there at the UK government. So we're going to be here. I'm sure Copilot's helpful too in some ways, but again, if you can't write your own emails, what can you do?
I mean, that's...
I know.
I don't know.
We're going to be here till 11 o'clock. 2 lines open for you guys, so thank you for getting on early. Oh, we might have an update from Zig out there in North Carolina. I want to hear what he found out from Notebook LM. Remember, he was going to dump
that's
the
right.
EULA?
We were going to have, he was going to check the EULA changes.
Yeah, I'm curious to what Notebook LM told him those changes were. So 2 lines open for you guys. 860-522-9842 is the number. This is Computer Talk with Tab on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Tune in to How to Retire with Fuchs Financial.
The main thing for the majority of the listeners out there who are approaching retirement is I don't want to be surprised.
Helping you build, preserve, and manage your wealth.
So you've got Roth IRAs, you have individual accounts. Finding the right taxable strategy, that's going to be huge for you.
Tune in to How to Retire with Ben Fuchs. Sundays at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
How many times did your old rickety heating system not fire up last year? Say, come on into Campbell. Campbell Heating and Cooling is Central Connecticut's leader when it comes to competitive pricing on a new boiler, heat pump, or furnace. Don't despair when your old clunking furnace just can't be repaired. Replace with an affordable, custom-designed heating system from Campbell. Contact Campbell today at campbellcooling.com. That's campbellcooling.com.
Campbell Cooling uses all major name brands, including American Standard and Mitsubishi heating and cooling equipment. Let our expert technicians heat your home this fall.
Hi, I'm Andrew McCollum, CEO of Philo, the streaming TV company that's proud to be different. At Philo, we put the audience first. It sounds simple, but how often are you frustrated just trying to watch TV? I run a streaming company, and even I can't figure it out. From hidden fees to impossible to break contracts to dozens of confusing apps, TV has gotten way too hard. So we set out to make it better. You want to watch live TV from the channels you've always loved, like Discovery, A&E, Nickelodeon, and more? Philo's got you covered. You want to discover something new from our library of over 80,000 movies and shows? Then save every episode for up to a year so you can skip all the ads? No problem. Your favorite show is over and you want to take a break from your subscription? We've made it as easy as possible, and you can still enjoy more than 100 free channels. We built Philo so that you can love the way you watch TV for a price you can afford. Because at Philo, we're TV fans too. Head to philo.tv/Andrew to start a free trial and see for yourself. That's philo.tv/Andrew.
From the Carter Mario Injury Lawyer Studios, visit getcarter.com.
That's getcarter.com. This is Computer Talk.
All right, we are back. This is Computer Talk, like the lady said. And we're going to get right to your calls. We're going to go right to Zig in Wilmington, North Carolina. He was on the show last Saturday talking about the Microsoft EULA. You there, Zig?
Yep, I'm here.
And we had,
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir. And so we had suggested to you to take that EULA, that 90-page EULA Microsoft User License Agreement, and dump it into Notebook LM AI to have it tell you what the EULA said. Did you get any discernible information? Do you know what they're doing to you?
Yeah, I got 2 questions. I don't know if you want to ask a question. Not 2 questions, but whether you want to ask a question, I can either talk about the app that I downloaded. There's a story behind that a little bit, and also the takeaways from the EULA on what the answer was.
Yeah, I'd love to hear the answer first. So you took the information. There is no app you need to download, though, for it. You can just go on the Notebook LM site and have it ingest it. What did you get for an answer?
Okay, well, basically they came up with about it was a man and a woman. The man was given most of the update.
Yes.
And the woman was going for clarification, and they were very, very human voices.
Right. Those are our AI hosts that we used to have on our program.
Right.
And they came up with about 10 to 12 bullet points.
Yes.
For office users, another one for maybe gamers, one for security, privacy, co-pilot.
Yeah.
Cost. They specifically didn't mention anything about cost.
No.
But the takeaway, Skype, too. It looked like Skype's going to cost money or cost more money or something.
Skype doesn't even exist anymore.
Well, Skype for Business doesn't. And they are phasing it out. So.
But the particular one that they said the takeaway I got was, hey, don't read the whole 96 pages. Only go look at what is of interest to you. And so since they didn't not mention it was good information. Since they didn't mention cost, there was a cost heading or a cost bullet. it had maybe 10 more bullets. I went back to the, the 96-page document, like they said. They said, don't bother reading the whole thing. Just read, if you're a gamer, if you're a Skyper or a Copilot or an Office user, just read the section that applies to you.
Well, that's the dumbest advice I've ever heard. Right? I mean, Zig, it all applies to you. You're saying you agree to all of it, not some of it. You don't agree to what applies to you.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are some things that are of more interest to a given person than others.
Fair enough.
But when you've got a 96-page document,
right,
I need the help to find all that stuff.
Right.
And that's what I'm asking them to do. And instead, they're just telling me that's what I need to do.
But we grew up in the 80s, right? We grew up in the 80s, most of us on this call. And I recall in class, there would be examples of reading instructions where it was a paragraph from the teacher that said, yada, 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 yada. And by the way, you don't have to take this test if you write the word whatever on the top of it and you're all done. So people weren't reading the whole thing, right? They weren't reading all the instructions. They're spending all their time taking the test, and those of us who read the instructions would put whatever special word they wanted, and we'd get our A. To have AI actually tell you to only read what's relatable to you doesn't make sense to me because you agree to all of it. So otherwise, Zig, do you now feel more comfortable working with Microsoft with their 96-page EULA explained?
Well, no, I got to clarify that. You fellows earlier told me about getting a local sign-on rather than signing on my laptop.
Yes.
To Microsoft, do a local sign-on.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it. And that was for the purpose of Excel, Word, PowerPoint.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been working great.
Good.
As far as I'm concerned, I divorced myself from Microsoft logins.
Mm-hmm.
So I was only interested, I was mainly interested if they were going to charge me in the future if I was logging into Microsoft, and then they were going to charge me for Excel and Word and those documents. But I had pretty much eliminated that problem by doing that local, I think you call it a local log on or local service.
Yeah, you can have a local user account, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, a local user account. So anyway, cost was really the only thing I was interested in.
All right.
Just to hear what they said about cost. And it was helpful because there was a section in the in this 96-page document that was a bullet of costs.
Yeah.
But now there's where nothing was really said. Under the bullet of cost was another 10 bullet items regarding services. Cost could change at any time. You're going to get charged for costs. You're going to automatically get, subscription upgrades might happen.
Yeah.
When you take a free subscription, you might be a little bit of work to get out of that free subscription. So I found out enough that I'm going to continue doing what I was doing if that works okay.
Sure. All right. Sounds good, Zig. We want to hear about your download, the app download, too. So can you hold over through the news real quick?
Oh, yeah. 'Cause I got a couple of comments on that, too, because I hung up in the middle of the downloads and called you back, as you might remember.
Yes, we could get to you. So we're going to get to it. We'll get to a break here. But Notebook LM is a great tool. Karen and Bob, right? Is that right?
Yeah, that's what we were calling them.
Yeah, Karen and Bob, the two people that you listened to, they were the ones that were doing the AI description for Zig, and they were our AI hosts. But they just got so verbose and so ridiculous that we really couldn't even bother with a segment anymore with them because it's like they're trying to fill up time or something. They like to hear themselves talk.
Right. It's like having a politician around.
Kind of. But it's a great tool to actually have the politicians who have no idea what they're doing to us to actually ingest the bill that they just signed and find out what they're doing to the people. We're going to step out for a quick break. We'll get back to your calls. Joyce, Zig, and Mark, hang on. One line open for you. We'll be right back.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me. When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Do you have a history of those dreadful calcium oxalate stones? Well, Kidney Cop is here to help. Shown in laboratory testing to reduce the rate of calcium oxalate crystal growth by 99%. Yes, 99%. Don't wait. Start taking Kidney Cop Calcium Oxalate Protector today. That's Kidney Cop, C-O-P. Kidney Cop. Order today at Amazon.com, Walmart.com, or KidneyCop.com. That's Amazon, Walmart, or KidneyCop.com.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
9:30 Hartford temperature. We are currently at 74 degrees. I'm Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News. Severe weather, and we'll have a look at our forecast in a moment, includes possible tornadic activity in this afternoon and this evening's forecast. Eversource says they're prepared for outages and that you can call 1-800-286-2000, the number on your bill, to report any outages. President Trump warns Venezuela against any retaliation on the U.S. and authorizes his generals to respond however they see fit if they do, after the U.S. shot down a ship the Trump administration said was bringing drugs into the U.S. An overnight rollover crash on Iron Street in Ledyard around 2:30 this morning ended in 3 people hospitalized. There's no update on their condition. Former President Joe Biden has decided to build his presidential library in Delaware. He's also tapped a group of former aides, friends, and political allies to begin the heavy lifting of fundraising and finding of a site for the museum and the archive. And are you playing? The Powerball drawing at 11 o'clock tonight is worth an estimated $1.8 billion. Yes, that's an increase from the earlier estimate of 1.7.
WTIC weather.
We've had a little bit of a return to summer over the last couple of days. That's continuing today. We have some morning sunshine that is going to fade behind clouds for this afternoon, but it's going to be warm and humid anyway with a high of 86 degrees. We're also going to see a cold front pushing toward us, and that's going to trigger a couple of afternoon and early evening showers and heavy thunderstorms. Those storms can bring flooding downpours along with damaging wind gusts as they come through, and there's even a chance for a tornado, though those are going to be very few and far between. During the overnight hours, the rough storms are going to diminish to periods of rain. That rain can still come down hard at times. We'll have a low of 58 overnight. The rain continues tomorrow morning, much cooler otherwise. It'll be less humid as clouds try to break for a little bit of sunshine, high 72. We have sunny skies and a nice day Monday, high 75. I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer in the WTIC Weather Center.
For these stories and more, we're at WTIC.com with more computer talk with Tab next. I'm Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News.
Law Talk is back. Now Saturdays at noon on WTIC News Talk 1080.
After this hypnosis, I want to eat good food.
Since August, I can honestly say I have not had one potato chip.
It was life-changing for me.
And I don't think about desserts like I used to.
Bridget, how much have you lost now?
I had lost a total of 83 pounds.
Holy cow.
It's easy, it's fun, very relaxing, and very successful.
And I would just say go for it.
Oh, my. What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed early bird special, only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Seminar Thursday, September 18th at the Hilton Garden Inn, Hartford North, Bradley International Airport, Windsor. Weight loss seminar 5:30. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Or Saturday, September 20th, Holiday Inn Express, Southington. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Registration 30 minutes before. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
All right, we're back, and we're on with Zig, and he wants to talk more about an app. You there, Zig?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, sir. So what were you talking about with this app?
Well, just a clarification on the answer that I got.
Yeah.
It was 10 to 20 bullet points, and they sent me then they said I'd save 55 minutes in reading. And in the app itself, it was 19 minutes of them talking.
Okay.
And they went over a number of bullet points in there.
Yeah.
About each one. But what happened with the app is I expected when I did what you told me with regarding to notebooklm.google to get a comment at the end that says "Open this now," and I didn't get that. I pushed the two buttons, and nothing seemed to happen. And that's when I called you back once. And then a few minutes later, the app shows up on there, and I said, "Oh, okay." And in the meantime, I downloaded the app a second time, and I think I pushed a couple of different other buttons.
Yeah.
And I had the document open, and suddenly it said it was seamless. It took over and started analyzing the document.
Right, that you had open.
Yes, that I had open, and it said, "Don't bother waiting around. It's going to take a while."
Right.
And it did take about 5 minutes. With what looked like nothing was happening, but I just got confused. It was some real geeky things on what the choices were.
Yeah.
When I downloaded the app, and I don't remember what they were. It seemed like a one-page long list of numbers or something. So that was confusing, and I didn't get the normal thing that says "Open this app now," and so that's why I called.
Yeah, I've never used the Notebook LM app, if there is an app.
I looked. There are Notebook LM apps in the Apple App Store and in the Google Play Market.
Okay, so you can obviously they exist. I usually just use the browser version of it.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Keep it simple, and but either way, it does take a second to ingest and have Karen and Bob figure out what they're going to tell you. You can even prompt them though to kind of. Have it explain it in a certain way to a point. That's one of the problems we had with Karen and Bob is that we couldn't limit them. 19 minutes to describe 96 pages. Can you do that in 7, Karen and Bob? Probably not. And that's part of the problem with Notebook LM for us, for our usages. But it's great for anybody else who wants to use it to understand anything. The The other cool thing about it is you can actually ingest other sources. So I think I gave you guys an example of the Inflation Reduction Act, right? So you can take that act right from the Library of Congress and put it into Notebook LM. And then you can have, what is it, the Taxpayers Association? There's some associations out there that I found. I had their take on it. And I put both of those things in for Karen and Bob to give both sides the actual act itself and what the, the Tax Foundation thought of the act as well. And you can then have Karen and Bob describe it. And you can add a third option in there, taxestodeath.com, and you could have put their link in there, and they would have explained why it was such a great idea. So it's pretty interesting where you can take this information and actually have it answered for you. But Zig, we appreciate you reporting on how it went for you.
Yeah, is there am I confused? I thought you fellas mentioned notebookdm.google.
L is in Larry.
Larry, yeah.
LM.
Notebook LM is in Mary.
That's why we put the links up for you, Zig, so you don't have to figure it out. You can go right to computertalkwithtab.com and say, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, okay. No, it worked fine then.
All right, good.
Okay.
All right, Zig.
Have a good day.
You too. All right, so Zig reported on his Notebook L. I recommend it to everybody. You, Karen and Bob sound like two NPR, out-of-work NPR hosts, and they do a very good job explaining what's going on. Let's go to Joyce in Torrington. What's happening, Joyce?
Hi.
Hi.
I think I have a less confusing question for you. I need some advice. I try not to put my credit card on the internet. And I use, I've been using a virtual setup, credit card, and that works good with Amazon and so forth, and I've never had it not work except for local tradespeople. And I've noticed more and more people that are doing work in the neighborhood, the plumbers, landscapers, this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
They want to go paperless.
Yes.
So they want you to pay everything online.
Yep.
And if their setup doesn't, their platform doesn't accept my virtual credit card, I'm forced to use my credit card, and I really don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they want their money, they'll take a check. That's true.
Yeah.
However, what kind of risk would one be taking if they do pay all these tradespeople with their credit card?
Great
over
question.
The internet?
As far as I'm concerned, if you're using a credit card, guess what? No risk. There's no risk. So if for some reason your card is stolen, you're not responsible for any charges. If it's your debit card, somebody could drain your bank account, and then it's a big pain because they take the actual money out of your account, and sometimes getting it back in is more trouble. So stay away from debit cards as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
And if you use a credit card, typically you have a credit card that you don't mind if it got compromised. When I say mind, it's still a pain in the butt. But if the card got compromised, it just means you have to cancel the card and then reestablish any auto pays you have set up with whatever subscriptions you have. But technically, you have no risk when you use a credit card. I think there is a period of time, though, if you don't notice the fraudulent charge, that maybe you may not be able to get it back.
Yeah, it might be 60 days, 90 days, something like that. I'm not sure, but there is a time window there.
Yeah, but I would say that very little risk. And there's other services like you say virtual credit card, PayPal, Apple Pay. Those are kind of
PayPal. That didn't work for me at all. They somebody got into my PayPal and tried to get me to pay for some strange thing. So I had to cancel PayPal, and I also canceled the Venmo.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of scams out there that are trying to trick you into doing things.
Well, yes. What I was going to say is my own PayPal experience. Every once in a while, I'll look at my PayPal account, and I'll see that somebody has submitted an invoice to me.
Right.
But they haven't gotten into the account.
No.
All they've done is just they know that my email address exists as an account there.
Right.
So they just, on their side, in their own accounts, they create this invoice, and then they want me to approve payment.
Yeah.
Right.
And I never approve payment. But that's not the same thing as them actually getting into my account.
Right.
Okay. I really think, what happened to me is more what you're talking about. They did not get in there, but they asked me to pay for something.
Right.
And a lot of a lot of times, not a lot of times, but on occasion, just recently too, I get somebody that's saying your new Apple device, whatever, is ready for shipment. You can pay now, and so forth.
But they want you to call a number for that one, and then they're going to trick you into getting on your computer. Those are more scams. So that can happen in the mail too. People send mail with invoices, and it's not like you can stop the post office.
Okay, so if someone says to me, we're doing everything paperless, and please pay us with your credit card, and use our website,
you can use them
to transfer it. There's no risk.
Technically, there's no risk because your credit card has protections for you for false transactions. So you have very little to no risk. It's only when you use a debit card where they can actually take the money out. And if you happen to need that money, the bank may not quickly replenish it until they prove that it was a false
I guess
thing.
I'm wondering about how safe they are.
Who?
The people that I'm paying the $1,000 to. How safe is their system?
Oh, so basically they use merchants, credit card merchant companies that have to make sure that they're PCI compliant. So they are actually the merchants that are dealing with these transactions don't want to have a lot of false transactions because then they're going to have to send money back. They're not going to be able to collect their fees. So they're going to try to make sure that the people who are using their services are PCI compliant, which means they're doing things correctly with their computers and their security.
How would I know that?
Because they actually have a ability to use a credit card. That's how you understand that they are PCI compliant technically. The merchants are happy enough with their security to allow them to actually bill you with a credit card. That's the only way you know.
Yeah, well, remember when people would say, well, your credit card, when you give us your credit card, we'll keep it on file, and it's locked in a vault. Yeah, and then I end up doing that with the oil company and find out that somebody got into the the vault.
Do you go out to dinner, Joyce?
Pardon me?
Do you go out to dinner?
Yeah.
Do you give your credit card to the waiter?
Yes, all the time.
Well, they could do anything they want with that while it's not in your person.
I know. Well, my back's turned. I know. I usually do it at the register. But yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. So we have to trust a little bit here. And again, the technology is there protected.
Well, I was going to say I've worked with some of our own clients on PCI compliance. I mean, I'm one of the guys that does that at Tab for the customers.
Right.
And I can tell you, in every instance with somebody that I've worked with at any of the businesses we work with, they are compliant. Right. And you are... In most cases, I can't even see how a hacker would ever get a credit card out of their systems.
Not anymore.
No, because everything is tokenized, and they're not going to have that number. They're going to have just some code number that generated the transaction, and that code verifies that transaction, but it doesn't contain your account information. There's nothing there for them to get to then start, ripping money out of your account. There's just nothing there.
Yeah.
It's much better.
Sounds like the Virtual that I use for Amazon.
Well, yeah, it works, but he's talking about real credit cards, so it works beautifully either way, Joyce. So I would say you should be comfortable in paying your vendor.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Joyce. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
They're good questions though these days.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to be conscious of this, but things are a little bit different now than they were just even a few years ago. Because PCI compliance is now. I mean, it's completely revolved over the last 5 years.
And they charge you more as a vendor if you're using their credit card as a merchant service. If you're not PCI compliant, or at least PCI compliant to a certain level, you're going to have a higher fee on your transactions if you do so. So your actual folks who are providing services are very much incentivized to get things corrected. So we're going to step out for a quick break. Mark and Glenn, hang on. 2 lines open for you. 860-522-9842, or WTIC is the number. Everything's been posted over at computertalkwithtab.com. It's the name of the show.com, which also works. If you are on Facebook and you want to join the Computer Talk with Tab listener network, just ask us. And if you're not a crackpot, we'll let you in. And all the links are posted there by Mike G. And if you follow us on X at Tab Computer Sys, they're there as well. So, and of course, download the Odyssey app, and you can listen to 600 some odd episodes in perpetuity. We'll be right back.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
If you've been having your McDonald's sausage McMuffin with an iced coffee from somewhere else, now is a great time to reconsider.
Wake up to a warm sausage McMuffin with egg for $3 and add your favorite any size iced coffee in caramel, black, or French vanilla for just $1.29 during breakfast hours only. Prices and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer.
The Red Sox head west and look to get some wins on the road. First up, a series with the Arizona Diamondbacks. We're in the home stretch of the regular season, so don't miss 1 minute of the action. It's the Red Sox and Diamondbacks tonight at 7:10 on your home for the Boston Red Sox. WTIC News Talk 1080.
And we are back here till 11 o'clock. Feel free to get online, 860-522-9842. And Dennis and I will help you out with your computer comments, questions, and concerns. And let's go to your calls. Who's been on the longest? I can't tell who's been on the longest. The call screen's down again for me, but I can see you on the phone here. I'm going to go to Mark in Bristol. Hey, Mark.
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
You know, I was thinking about getting a laptop, but the only thing that stopped me is, do I have to use Microsoft? I mean, they seem like such charlatans.
You can use other operating systems. There is Chromebooks out there, which I'm not that excited about. When they become Android operating systems, I think you'll be happier. You could use a Linux operating system, which is like Android. It's kind of Linux-esque or Apple-esque. Dennis doesn't like that my analogy, but it's not Microsoft.
I wouldn't say that.
All right, that's fine. But you could use a Linux OS. But if you're not familiar with those types of things, it's going to be more trouble than it's worth. So I think you're stuck with the devil you know.
I just don't have to buy a laptop. I don't trust or like Microsoft at all.
Yeah.
I want nothing to do with them.
They're it's a love-hate relationship with me and Microsoft, as you might tell, because I'm more interested in productivity and helping our clients be productive rather than upgrade their workstations all the time.
I almost knocked down a awning here. Jeez.
Oh, geez. Careful.
Yeah, so that was my major question and stuff, and I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'll just wait until something better comes along.
Well, keep an eye out for the Android laptops. I suspect those are in the future. Google and Android have said they're going to merge them together to be an operating system. I don't know when we're going to see those, but when that comes out, that will be a big, huge competitor to Microsoft, much to Microsoft's chagrin.
And there'll be a while before they turn into charlatans, huh?
No, they're just as bad.
Oh, are they?
So all these companies like Google, you're the commodity, Mark, right? Are they interested in helping you be productive and actually help you make a Word document or an Excel spreadsheet? In the old days, Microsoft was interested in that. Nowadays, they're interested in what is on your Excel spreadsheet, what you're writing about, or where you're going, or where you're located, or what you're looking at.
And it's about attaching a revenue stream to those spreadsheets that you're generating.
Yeah, so their point of view has changed a lot. Google used to have the thing where don't be evil or something like that.
Don't be evil.
But they actually expressly removed that from their company's thoughts. Yeah, so I think they're all going to be in the same boats. They're all multi-trillion-dollar companies, which I don't begrudge. They earned that. But unfortunately, until we find another alternative, there are always alternatives, right? There's that yin and yang out there. It's just there's not a big enough operating system alternative. Apple would be the other one.
Well, I was just going to say, you might want to consider getting a Mac.
Yeah. You can look at Apple. They have a whole different philosophy, and they have a whole different approach to computers. They've got beautiful technology and very secure technology, and just a little more expensive, but you get what you pay for.
I have an Apple phone, so
that may make some sense for you.
Well, you may want to get a Mac then.
all I want to do is, like I do my finances still the old-fashioned way, a notebook, and figure out my expenses, income and outcome and stuff. And
by paper and pencil, you mean?
Yeah, and only some stupid games and this and that. And I look at a lot of maps because I'm a trucker. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe I'll look into Apple. That sounds better than anything. Sounds better than Microsoft. My God.
There you go, Mark.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
You got it, sir. All right. Yeah, he's out there doing something. But we need alternatives, and the market produces them. So eventually, there will be enough of alternatives out there. So you really have the three. Google's got the most install base out there with the Android platform. Apple's pretty high too, but Microsoft is out there. So it's really the three platforms that are out there. Unless there's another one I'm missing.
Well, there is the Linux that you mentioned, but what I was going to say is, I mean, you can use a Linux computer, you can do a lot of things with it, but there's a lot of software out there that a lot of people like to use that doesn't necessarily work on Linux. If you want to use Quicken to handle your finances, good luck, because it ain't going to work. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just one title that I can think of. So.
That's a good point. Let's go on to Glenn next in New Britain. What's happening, Glenn? Glenn, you there? Uh-oh. Glenn might have fallen asleep. All right, we'll put Glenn back on hold. Maybe he'll realize. So feel free to get online, guys. 860-522-9842 is the number. Speaking of our folks at Google, there's a little story right in front of me here from PC Magazine. A jury orders Google to pay $425 million in data privacy class action lawsuits. So all these class actions are coming to roost. So this lawsuit was filed in 2020, and it accused Google of collecting search and activity history even after folks had disabled the tracking from their Google accounts. And so they had their day in court, or in this case, their years in court. And the jury has said you need to pay $425 million to folks who have said, turn off the tracking. And again, this is just another example of these companies. Why are they so interested in where you're going and what you're searching for unless they're selling it to somebody else? They're supposed to be serving up searches, right? The search engine was purely to be helpful to you, Dennis, not to be helpful to Google.
Right.
But it turns out Google was making a lot of money on it. So the class action covers about 98 million users and 174 million devices. And the plaintiffs, just so you know, Dennis, had demanded $31 billion in damage.
Billion with a B.
With a B. For data collected between 2016 and 2024. However, the jury ruled against punitive damages as it found Google had not acted with malicious intent.
Really?
They weren't being malicious, Dennis.
They weren't really being evil. They were just kind of being evil.
Yeah, they just said when you wanted to opt out, they just ignored you. That's not malicious. What would you call that? If they ignore what you tell them the setting to do, it's not malicious. It was a oopsie?
I guess so.
It's a oopsie from the multi-trillion-dollar company. $425 million drop in the bucket. Google probably won't pay it, but they've been ordered to pay. We'll see what happens. Anything else you want to bring out, Dennis, before we get to the top of the hour?
Oh, yeah. Story that I saw this week that kind of, I was wondering if it was old news.
Yeah.
Bridgestone was subject to a cyber attack, the tire company.
The tire company.
And I remembered a couple of years ago that they had suffered a cyber attack. So I'm wondering, is this just old news that gets recycled? No, it's not. This is a new cyber attack that they were subjected to after the cyber attack that they resolved a couple of years ago. There are a couple of facilities that they've got that were shut down, at least briefly.
Yeah.
What I'm interested in is knowing what the impact was of this attack versus the other one, which was pretty bad at the time. Did they learn any lessons from that, and were they able to mitigate it quicker?
Gotcha.
Because they're still going to be attacked.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen to them.
Did they report that to the state of Maine? Is that how we found out?
No. I think there was local reporting in some areas about the facilities that were shut down, and that kind of triggered it.
Gotcha. We'll put the links up to these stories for you guys. Glenn, we'll get to you after the news. We're going to check on you. I'll have Carolyn see what's going on there. We'll pick you up after the news. 3 lines open for you guys, 860-522-9842. Please mark your calendars, September 20th. At Tab Computer Systems World Headquarters in East Hartford, we will take your electronic garbage off your hands for free. Keep them out of the landfill and responsibly recycle them with our partner Environmental Office. We'll be right back.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contrast. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-525-7718. 800-525-7718. 800-525-7718.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
Good morning, 10 o'clock, Hartford temperature. We are at 76 degrees. I'm Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News. Quick look at traffic for those of you in the greater Meriden area. Look out for this. There's a 2-vehicle wreck on the northbound side of the Wilbur Cross Parkway between exits 64B and 65. It's taken out the right lane. You'll have a little bit of a delay behind that. That was reported about 20 minutes ago. President Trump has some strong words for Venezuela and its military.
President Trump tells General Dan Kane, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, not to put up with any threats from Venezuela.
If they fly in a dangerous position, I would say that you or your captains can make the decision as to what they want to do.
Or to put it more directly,
if they do put us in a dangerous position, they'll be shut down.
Trump spoke after Venezuelan military planes buzzed an American naval vessel. On Tuesday, U.S. forces blew up an alleged drug boat linked to a Venezuelan gang. 11 people were killed. Linda Kenyon, CBS News for WTIC News Talk 1080.
President Trump also signed an executive order yesterday to rebrand the Department of Defense.
President Trump signed an executive order that jumpstarts the process of renaming the Department of Defense as the Department of War, its former name until 1949. Congress has to formally authorize any name change.
I think it sends a message of victory. I think it sends a message of strength. We're very strong. We're much stronger than anyone would really understand.
The changes include signs that now call Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth the nation's Secretary of War.
That's correspondent Wendy Gillette. 2 people are dead after 2 separate crashes on I-95 in Westbrook Friday morning. According to state police, troopers say a tractor-trailer crashed on the southbound side of the highway near exit 64 around 7:45 in the morning. Loads of plywood came off the truck and scattered all over both sides of the highway. 39-year-old Nicholas Kupek of Waterford was seriously hurt and pronounced dead at the hospital. 3 others were hospitalized. Then around 9:30 in the morning, a car and a vehicle collided on the southbound side near exit 64 in Westbrook. Troopers say 22-year-old Isabella Butsky of Montville was pronounced dead at the scene. Both sides of the highway were closed for hours. A pedestrian has serious injuries after being hit on Route 6 in Farmington Friday night. The police department says that they went to the Cold Highway, also known as Route 6, in the area of Farmington Chase Crescent before 8 at night. Officers found a person seriously injured. They were flown via Lifestar to a nearby hospital for treatment. There's no update on how they're doing now. With the 9/11 anniversary approaching this week, there's a legal win for victims' families. A federal judge in New York is allowing a long-standing lawsuit against Saudi Arabia to go forward.
Brett Eagleson of Middletown, whose father Bruce died on 9/11, says the case is moving forward on the strength of the evidence that 2 men working for the Saudi government in the U.S. assisted the hijackers.
And what the judge did was he made a ruling saying that we have surpassed the bar of evidence needed. We have shown the merits of our case, and we have made and demonstrated the connection between the government of Saudi Arabia and these hijackers.
Saudi Arabia has long disputed the accusation, but the judge rejected the kingdom's attempt to dismiss the case. Eagleson says any gains the families are making in court are being accomplished despite a lack of cooperation by the U.S. government. Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
It's a romance scam with an out-of-this-world theme.
It happened in northern Japan. A woman in her 80s who met up with someone on social media. The man claimed to be an astronaut who was on a spaceship right now and was under attack and in need of oxygen. The scammer then convinced her to pay him online to buy oxygen. She handed over the equivalent of $6,700. Local reports say the woman, who lives alone, developed feelings for him. Romance scams can be costly. In 2023, it's estimated more than 64,000 Americans fell for them and were taken for more than $1 billion. Steve Kathan, CBS News for WTIC News Talk 1080.
Talk about that on Computer Talk with Tab. And will you be the lucky one? Tonight's Powerball drawing at 11 o'clock is worth $1.8 billion. That's up from 1.7 in previous estimates.
WTIC weather.
Warm and humid today with some sunshine fading behind clouds. We'll have a high of 86 this afternoon, and there'll also be a couple of afternoon and early evening showers and heavy thunderstorms coming through. Those storms can bring flooding downpours, damaging wind gusts, and there could even be a tornado. Overnight, periods of rain with a low of 58. That rain continues tomorrow morning. Much cooler and less humid the rest of the day, high 72. This is meteorologist Heather Zayer in the WTIC Weather Center.
For these stories and more, find us at WTIC.com. I'm Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News.
This ad is brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester, proud pioneers of the life-changing all-on-4 dental procedure.
Are you tired of endless dental work, fillings, root canals, gum surgeries, and still not getting the smile you want? Or maybe you're struggling with uncomfortable dentures that just don't feel natural. At Columbia Implant Center in Manchester, we offer a permanent, life-changing solution, the all-on-4 dental implant procedure. Remember Steve Austin, the $6 million man? Well, he's real now, at least in dentistry. With the all-on-4 procedure, we can give you teeth that look better, feel better, and function better than your natural ones ever did. Here's how it works. We remove failing or damaged teeth, then place 4 precisely positioned implants into your jaw. On these implants, we secure full arch prosthesis. Beautiful, fixed teeth that won't shift, slip, or come out. No more patching, no more temporary fixes, just a confident, comfortable smile that lasts. Call Columbia Implant Center today at 860-730-6020 or visit ColumbiaImplantCenter.com and take the first step toward your new life with All-on-4.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Security is huge for us.
That's Pete Sweeney, Director of Operations at United Tool and Die Company in West Hartford.
We have requirements that we need to meet, and TAB provides us with the tools necessary to make sure that we're compliant.
Pete's confident in his security because he has an ASP, Actual Service Provider, TAB Computer Systems.
TAB provides our users with a monthly security awareness training where they receive an email for a certain particular topic, and those results are recorded and stored so we can show proof that we are taking part in this security awareness training.
Pete switched to TAB because his previous MSP's inflated yearly contract was killing his budget. As an ASP, TAB provides Pete with a higher level of service at a lower cost with no monthly contract.
I would 100% recommend TAB.
Call TAB at 1-888-TAB-4-HELP, 1-888-TAB-4-HELP, or visit tabinc.com. Technologies advancing business. TAB Computer Systems.
This is WTIC's Computer Talk with TAB, hosted by Erik Semmel and Dennis Halnon of TAB Computer Systems. Interact with Erik and Dennis by phone at 860-522-9842 or email them in the studio at gethelp@tabinc.com. Get help anytime at computertalkwithtab.com. Now, here are Erik and Dennis on WTIC News Talk 1080.
And good morning. This is Computer Talk with Tab. I'm Erik.
And I'm Dennis.
And we're going to be here till 11, so feel free to get online. Two lines open for you. 860-522-9842 is the number. We're going to go right to your calls because Glenn's been on the line for a while, but I guess he had some phone trouble. Let's try to pick Glenn up again. You there, Glenn?
Yes, I am.
Hey, there you are, sir.
Hey. Hey, thank you very much for taking my call.
Of course. What can we do for you?
Hey, sometime back I had called you about the taskbar location between Windows 10 and Windows 11.
Yes.
I finally gave in knowing that time was running out on Windows 10 and upgraded to Windows 11.
All right.
And I'll tell you, it is a struggle between them rearranging the furniture, for one thing, and second of all, having to use the taskbar on the bottom, which I haven't done since before Windows 95.
Yeah.
I've always had my taskbar on the top, and it is a struggle. But I guess I'm going to work through it eventually. I'm afraid to download any additional stuff because it's hard to tell what's legit and what might be burying some kind of virus or something.
Yep. You guys got to be cautious and get your downloads from a safe place. I agree.
And I'm not that versed on that, so I'm just going to have to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, second of all, I am cutting the cord as of I guess it's Monday.
All right.
I already set it up.
Nice.
I'm going through all these third-party video providers.
Yes.
My God, it's such a mess out there as to which ones to go for and so on and so forth. The
I agree.
Expense, and which ones have the channels that you want.
Yep.
It's really tough. And, well, I know Hulu is really offering a 3-day free trial. I thought that was amazing.
3 whole days, huh?
3 whole days of free trial.
Yep. I agree with you.
So,
I made a switch recently, too. I went away from YouTube TV over to Fubo because I was just sick and tired of not being able to watch a Sox game. And
exactly.
Fubo has Nessun, and for about the same price as YouTube TV, actually a little less. You lose some things. But I made that switch just recently. My kids, you can actually allow family members to stream 3 remote devices. So if you think about it, if you have a group not that my kids do this, even though they should. You all could pay and split the cost. I could split the cost 4 ways but I'm not going to get that through committee with the wife. So they'll get it for free. But you could do that and reduce your costs because people like Fubo and YouTube TV do allow you to use a family share to reduce your costs a bit if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I do with 365. I've got 4 friends currently that share that account with me, so we split the bill on that.
But can you each see each other's data because you're all sharing the one account? Because it's really not designed to work that way per se.
No. We can't. We can't see each other's accounts.
All right,
you know.
To clarify, if the 365 account is shared and there are distinct MSO or Microsoft accounts connected with it, those accounts only see their own data.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it will segregate it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice of you, Glenn.
If you set it up right.
Yeah.
Now, if you just have one MSO account that you're sharing between each other and you're all logging into that.
As the same user,
then you're going to see each other's data.
Yeah.
So I just want to be clear about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's a family plan, and I figured, well, I'm going to share it out, and we'll split the cost every year. For every year, it's pretty cheap, you know.
Nice. Yeah. Good.
So to me, 365 is worth it if you share it with enough people.
There you go.
Anyways, I just wanted to thank you guys for telling me that, you know, I would eventually have to switch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the...
that's your gist?
Yeah, the Windows 10 to 11.
Yep. That sounds good.
You know, you guys are right on it. Of course, I'm still struggling with the rearranged furniture and the taskbar on the bottom.
Yep.
Wow.
Your productivity has taken a hit because of Microsoft's change to Windows 11 for you.
Is it ever?
Yeah.
Is it ever? I could probably get used to the rearranged furniture quicker than I can the movement of the taskbar.
Yeah, there's always those folks. There's other folks that had it on the side too.
Yeah.
And
now there are third-party tools that you can use to move it.
Right.
One of them is called Explorer Patcher, and we'll post a link to that. It's going to take a little work to get it set up the way you want, but you should be able to do it using that. Okay.
Well, since I'm not that computer illiterate, I think I'm going to forego that and just live with what I've got.
Sounds good, Glenn.
Right.
Sounds good.
That might be the best approach.
You know, hey, you guys have been great over all these years. I've listened to you. I remember when you were talking about Windows 95.
I had hair back then. Those were good days.
Well, I've got a bald spot myself.
Well, we appreciate you listening.
I'm one of those long-haired hippies with the bald spot on the top.
The coolest people.
Gee, thanks. Okay, guys, you have a fine weekend, and be careful. The storm is coming.
That's what I hear. Milk and
I've
bread.
got all my battery devices either charged or in the process.
There it is.
of
Milk and bread
charging.
and batteries. Thanks, Glenn.
Okay.
All right.
Be good, be safe, be well, and behave.
We'll try. Thanks very much. So on the other thing with Windows 10 to 11, while Glenn brought it up, there is an alternative, but you got to pay Microsoft some blood money, right? So if you do not want to update from Windows 10 to Windows 11, Microsoft will happily take, if you're a home user, I think it's $31 per system if it's your home user.
For the first year.
For the first year.
Then it goes up.
I think it
doubles for the second year, and then it goes up by the same amount for the third year.
So basically, if you don't want to do the upgrade, you pay them, and you ask yourself, wait a minute, so you're saying you could continue this, but I got to pay you? So the answer is yes. They'll keep sending you service packs and Windows Defender updates if you pay them. If you're a business, you can pay $61 per system rather than updating to Windows 11 and delay that so you still get your updates and service packs, which, again, you need to have that in place to protect you from issues with Microsoft. That's the irony, right? So Microsoft needs to have you pay them to protect you from them because they're dealing with service packs and issues that they have to apply to their operating system that have vulnerabilities. And yes, you could say to yourself, well, they're a business, they're out there to make money, and they're offering me a tool that has no warranty really. So I guess I should pay them forever to protect their stuff. But that's really what's going on here. So if your machine is 6 years old or older, you should be replacing it, or even 5 years old and older, especially if you're in a business. But if you do want to delay that year, you can pay $61 a system, and then they will give you the secret golden ticket to allow your computers to continue to get updated. For home users, it's $31. So that is out there, and it will be more and more of a thing because people have waited and waited. You only have a month and a half until your updates stop happening, according to Microsoft. Now, have they extended them in the past, or they're like, well, we'll give you a little grace? They have done that. They know how many systems have been updated and what percentage of their base is running Windows 11 versus Windows 10, so they may do that. I don't know.
Well, they might also do something like they did with Windows XP. Mm-hmm. When that went end of life, something like 2 months later, a very bad exploit was discovered.
That's right.
And like another month or two later, Microsoft reluctantly released a patch for that.
For free, for that particular...
For free, and without having to do anything else other than run the Windows update.
Because it was so egregious.
It was a very bad exploit, extremely bad.
Right.
And they were virtually shamed into doing it.
Right, because otherwise you'd be in big trouble. Your system could be breached or failed in some way. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't egregious.
It was a really bad exploit.
Yeah, so that's what's happening. We're going to step out for a quick break. We're going to go to Laura and David after the break, and then a couple lines open for you guys, 860-522-9842. We'll be right back.
Looking to learn more about McLean's award-winning assisted living and memory care? Join McLean in Simsbury for a special panel discussion on September 18th at Hop Meadow Country Club. Meet our care team, get your questions answered, and enjoy light appetizers. Seating is limited. RSVP by September 10th. Then come back to McLean for an open house on September 23rd. No RSVP needed. Tour our beautiful community. Meet our staff or schedule a private tour at your convenience. McLean, where compassionate care meets community. Visit exploremclean.org.
Hey, Yard Goats fans, get ready for a thrilling season of baseball. And make sure you don't miss a single pitch, because this year, no goat gets left behind. Whether you're at home or on the road or out with friends, you can stream every game, every inning, and every unforgettable moment anytime and anywhere, exclusively on the Odyssey app. So wherever you are and whenever you want, the Yard Goats are just a tap away. Don't miss a second of the season. Powered by Verizon. For a limited time, get their best price ever. Drop into your local Verizon store today to learn more.
Tune in to How to Retire with Fuchs Financial.
The main thing for the majority of the listeners out there who are approaching retirement is I don't want to be surprised.
Helping you build, preserve, and manage your wealth.
So you've got Roth IRAs, you have individual accounts. Finding the right taxable strategy, that's going to be huge for you.
Tune in to How to Retire with Ben Fuchs. Sundays at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Millions are choosing NordVPN to stay safer online. Get NordVPN today with 77% off and up to 3 months extra. NordVPN will encrypt your online traffic and help you avoid phishing, scams, and malware. Get the special NordVPN deal today at nordvpn.com. This offer includes a 77% discount on a 2-year plan and up to 3 extra months. Savings and additional terms apply and can be found on nordvpn.com. The offer is valid until October 15th.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
From the Carter Mario Injury Lawyer Studios, visit getcarter.com.
That's getcarter.com. This is Computer Talk.
All right, so we are back. This is Computer Talk with Tab, and we didn't hear Morgan's story about the woman who got scammed.
Yeah.
Out of thousands of dollars, and we apologize, Morgan. I was chatting with Carolyn off the air, but it turns out you can pretty much say anything, and people are very gullible. We are just generally wired to be nice. And this woman gave this supposed astronaut who was stranded in space, and he needed oxygen. And she sent him $6,000 to help fill his lungs with oxygen. That's how folks are just sometimes easily taken, and the bad guys know that. On the same story, I read this a little bit before, there's a U.S. postal fraud investigator who oversaw fraud, who was charged with stealing more than $330,000 from packages mailed by victims of scammers that were scamming them out of Jamaica. So the guy knew that whatever was going back and forth with the address was going to scammers, so he was taking it. He was the fraud investigator taking the money before they got to the scammers for himself. This crazy. But yes, you wonder why the Nigerian prince scam still works when you actually can trick somebody into sending you money for oxygen in space. And as we've had the story of the poor victim of cryptocurrency, if you find yourself standing in front of a cryptocurrency ATM with $5,000 in cash and you're stuffing it in the ATM, ask yourself why. You have been scammed, I guarantee it. Let's go on to your calls. We're going to go to Laura in Cheshire next. What's happening, Laura? Laura, you there?
Yes. Hi, guys. Good morning. Thanks.
Morning.
Yes. Yes. Good morning.
Yep.
Speaking of oxygen, I do have a question to follow up on the last gentleman and the scam that you just mentioned. But I want to ask my real question first, if you don't mind.
Sure. Of course.
It's regarding an Apple iPad. And last year I purchased a 10th generation iPad, which I absolutely adore. It's wonderful. My question for you is this. It's probably an easy softball question for you, but I have it set to automatic updates, and I know that if you leave it plugged in overnight and it's fully charged and locked, it should do an automatic update when one is available.
Yes.
However, and my toggle switch is on to do that, but it's not doing it. When I wake up the next morning, I anxiously go look at it, and it's like it didn't do it. So is there any hints you could give me about, I know I can do it manually, but I kind of like the idea of it just doing it overnight when I'm sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Any hints as to why it might not be doing it?
It's turning off.
It might be going to sleep.
It's not turning off. It's on, but it just doesn't take the update.
Are you sure? Are you awake? Are you able to see that it's on?
Well, when I get up the next morning, I know the update number. It's like 18 point whatever it's supposed to be, and the prior update is still there.
No, I know that you know that it's not updating. But my issue would be that the machine's not on to do it, and that's the common issue we have in our servicing of our clients. 9,000 systems are out there. We're trying to update them, back them up, and half the battle is to make sure people leave them on in order to do it. I would contend.
It's definitely turned on.
All right,
yeah,
so you have that nice
on.
warm
Definitely
glow happening of your iPad lighting up your room.
Yeah, I mean it does go to like a dark screen after a minute or two, because I think it just saves power that way. But yes, it's definitely turned on and plugged in.
All right, I know that Dennis is taking a look to see if he can find any symptoms here.
Well, I'm okay.
He's
Here's
puzzled.
the thing.
Yes.
You've got a little diagnostic work to do here. Okay, unfortunately. The first thing you need to do is to rule out that the computer is going to sleep or hibernating. And just because it appears to be on, and it might even have a power light, on, it may still be sleeping and not doing anything.
Right.
So we need to disable, sleep, and hibernate. That's the first step.
Just to see if it works.
And we can post an article about doing that. Okay. And you'll have to reboot the computer after you make this change so that it actually takes effect.
Yeah.
And then see if it updates. And if it doesn't, then we have to move on to the next step to diagnose the problem.
A bigger problem.
Yeah.
Okay. I will do that. Otherwise, it's working nicely. It's a wonderful tool, and that was my one question. Okay,
awesome.
Great. And just this is the one that's going to talk about oxygen, probably suck oxygen from your room because it's going to sound really stupid. But just following up on the other guy that was talking about the Windows update for 10 to 11.
Yeah.
What is? I guess if I don't, I'm going to probably have to get a new computer because mine's older. But if I don't update to 11 and just continue running 10 as is, and I just use it for basic stuff. It's email, it's just web surfing, stuff like that. What is the real negative to that?
Okay.
What's going to happen to
It's
me?
a fair question. Your machine's going to keep working. So it's going to still operate as a computer. What Microsoft is not going to do is send any patches or security fixes to their operating system going forward. So if there's any problems or any security issues with their operating system, you're not going to get the fix. So your machine will be technically more vulnerable to being compromised by that unpatched fix. Now, this could be something that doesn't show up for 2 weeks, or, well, if it's Microsoft, it could show up in 2 days. Or it could be something that doesn't impact you for 2 years. But you could run that machine and be fine. You may have to then purchase antivirus because you're not going to get Windows Defender anymore updating. So you have to buy your own antivirus software. And the moment you're doing that, you're paying more than if you would pay for just the $31 to get updated if you didn't want to change your machine out. So you can run it.
Okay.
It'll work. But
at my own risk.
That's exactly true. Hope that helps, Laura.
Great. Thank you so much, as always.
You're welcome. All right. We'll be right back.
If you have any sort of joint pain, you got to listen up. Whether it's from years of hard work or an old injury that never healed right, whatever it is, you can have it stop right now. I'm Brian Shackman here talking about QC Kinetics. You can flip the script. It's regenerative medicine, advanced cellular treatments that help your body heal and restore the damage in your joints. They don't cover it up. They don't cut it out. They're actually helping heal and restore. The results are long-lasting relief, and it's amazing. It's so busy here in Connecticut, they opened up a third office. So instead of planning your day around pain, plan it around life, whether it's walking, hiking, playing with your kids, whatever. QC Kinetics can do without surgery, without drugs. Okay, give them a call. That first consultation is totally free. So bring your MRI, your x-rays, and find out if it's something for you. 860-440-PAIN. Again, it's 860-440-PAIN. They're located in Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury. So give them a call. Chances are it's close to you. That free consultation, 860-440-PAIN.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. It's the latest genius invention from Skechers, the comfort technology company. With Find My Skechers, there's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. You just pull up the insole and pop in the AirTag. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel it or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Imagine that. Just one look at the phone and you can see where your kids' shoes are. No more wondering or worrying. It's as easy as that. Plus, they're machine washable and durable, so they're long-lasting. And Find My Skechers are available for boys and girls. Look, we all know Skechers is famous for comfort. And now they're giving us comfort of mind when it comes to our kids. Get Find My Skechers, Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTag sold separately.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
10:30, good morning. Hartford temperature 76 degrees. I'm Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News. Taking a look at our weather forecast, we see that there are some chances for severe weather later on this afternoon into this evening. Eversource says call the number on your bill to report outages and that they're ready to deal with whatever comes of the storm. 2 separate crashes on both sides of I-95 in Westbrook Friday claimed 2 lives. 39-year-old Nicholas Kupek of Waterford was killed after a tractor-trailer crash that morning, spilled plywood all over the highway. And on the other side of the highway, 22-year-old Isabella Butsky of Montville was killed after rear-ending another vehicle in front of the 2016 Isuzu she was driving. President Trump rebrands the Department of Defense as the Department of War, a title it previously held before 1947. Israel's army is urging Palestinians in Gaza City to move to a designated humanitarian area in the south. Serious injuries are reported after a pedestrian was struck on Route 6 in Farmington by Farmington Chase Crescent. And a federal judge blocks the Trump administration from ending temporary legal protections that have granted more than 1 million people from Haiti and Venezuela the right to live and work in the United States.
WTIC weather.
We've had a little bit of a return to summer over the last couple of days. That's continuing today. We have some morning sunshine that is going to fade behind clouds for this afternoon, but it's going to be warm and humid anyway with a high of 86 degrees. We're also going to see a cold front pushing toward us, and that's going to trigger a couple of afternoon and early evening showers and heavy thunderstorms. Those storms can bring flooding downpours along with damaging wind gusts as they come through, and there's even a chance for a tornado, though those are going to be very few and far between. During the overnight hours, the rough storms are going to diminish to periods of rain. That rain can still come down hard at times. We'll have a low of 58 overnight. The rain continues tomorrow morning, much cooler otherwise. It'll be less humid as clouds try to break for a little bit of sunshine, high 72. We have sunny skies and a nice day Monday, high 75. I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer in the WTIC Weather Center.
For these stories and more, we're at WTIC.com. I'm Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News.
Well, well, well. If your well isn't producing a ready supply of potable water, Joe the plumber can help. From well pump installation to repair, we'll make sure everything's working well. Sorry, I didn't write this. Visit us at calljoetheplumber.com.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040.
At Tax Relief Advocates, we get it. Thinking about back taxes to the IRS can be very unsettling. Don't lose hope. With thousands of 5-star Google reviews and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, TRA is resolving taxpayers' delinquent tax problems nationwide once and for all. We could significantly reduce and even eliminate what you owe the IRS. If you haven't filed your taxes in years or are already facing collections, we can help. We aren't just some run-of-the-mill tax service company. We specialize in helping individuals and businesses with $10,000, $50,000, or even $500,000 in back taxes get speedy resolution. And in many cases, only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. The IRS isn't going anywhere, and neither is your tax problem. To see what tax relief you qualify for, visit TRA.com or call 800-335-8578. 800-335-8578. Again, that's 800-335-8578. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
All right, we are back.
Yeah.
Chomping at the bit, as it were, to try to help you out with your computer problems, comments, questions, and concerns. And the biggest concern these days is the Windows 10 to 11 update. But David's got something else going on, so let's see what he's got cooking. What's going on, David?
Gentlemen, how are we today?
Okay, how are you?
Good. So I want to talk about cell phone data usage.
Yeah.
Okay, so I recently, switched probably 6 months ago, and when I switched, my understanding was, and you can tell me if you think this is accurate or not, I was using about 2.1 gigs a month of data.
Yep.
Okay. So I switched to the new guy. Within 1 week, they send me a text saying, hey, you're at 80% of your 5 gig limit, and your system's going to slow down pretty soon.
Now they're going to throttle you.
Right.
Yep.
So, and I'm like, what's going on? Yep. So now I think to myself, first of all, one, does everybody count data the same way?
So the question before, I have to ask you a question. Are you using the same phone that you were using before?
Yes.
Okay, so you have an eSIM of some kind, or did you get a different SIM with the new provider?
eSIM.
eSIM, so you switched over.
Yep.
So it's interesting. I would have guessed you changed your phone because your usage of data should have been the same when you moved over to the different carrier, because you can turn off a lot of background functions. I used to do this when I was playing around with keeping my cell bills as low as I could because my kids were, on our programs as well. So I would try to turn off all the background updating, all the background talking and syncing that all these apps try to do, and they consume data doing it to try to manage that. But if you simply went to a different carrier and you're using twice as much data, your phone is the same phone and is doing the same things. So something's fishy is what I would say.
I agree with you.
There is something up with that. Now, what are you paying for your monthly for your service?
I paid $180 a year.
180 a year, so
$15 a month.
15, yeah. That's a good price.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that price, but you have a limit at 5 gigs. So,
which is fine, based on my prior usage.
Correct.
And the other thing is, I'm just like you. Any app that I download, which I don't do regularly, but any of the ones that I have done, it's like, listen, don't talk to me. You don't do anything unless I open the app.
right, you turn all the background communication off and all that
Right.
fun stuff. So if you've even done that, and again, you're seeing this usage spike, there's something wrong with how you got to jiggle that handle, I used to say, on your data and try to stop that toilet from running and having the data fly out of your phone. So you may have to contact the carrier and say there's something wrong with how you're calculating the data. Maybe they have an issue, because it should be the same. Your usage shouldn't matter which carrier you're using, because it's just zeros and ones. Unless you happen to also at the same time download an app that's causing this.
Well, the only thing I can think of is they required me to download their app.
Correct.
And their app is using all of this.
Very possibly. Very possibly. You may want to check. So you can check app usage, data usage on many phones these days.
Yep.
So
the other thing that I'm thinking of is consideration called bridging.
All right.
When a phone is trying to get to the internet, it's going to use either Wi-Fi if it's available and you're connected to a Wi-Fi
hotspot
access point,
yeah,
or it'll use cellular. And the way that it's now arbitrating that decision versus the other carrier may have changed because of the logic of how the carrier itself operates and how their cellular radio is talking to your phone versus the other carrier.
Right.
All right. It's a little bit, I know I'm getting a little esoteric here.
No, because to be honest with you, I looked at that to try to make sure that, my phone is connecting to like my Wi-Fi as soon as I get home, as opposed to just sitting there,
Well, here's the thing, that decision is not always enough, because behind the scenes, the phone is still looking at your internet connections. And like I said, I mean, even if you are connected to Wi-Fi, it doesn't necessarily always use the Wi-Fi connection for every single packet that it sends or receives.
You may be able to set that too.
Right. There may be bridging controls. And if you need to look at that, I would call the new carrier and ask what settings should be done or what settings should be made, because how their service works over the radio is maybe a little bit different from the other one, and what they tell you is going to be more important. Yeah. So you might want to make that call. Like I said, this is a little esoteric, but right. I think that might be a factor here.
And again, you should be able to list your apps and look at the data usage and see which apps are using the most data,
right?
To see who the violators are that's cranking up your usage. But you're right, Dennis. If it's just saying I don't like the Wi-Fi, I'm going to go to the wireless instead.
Well, yeah, and that can happen if the cellular signal from the new carrier is actually a lot stronger than maybe the Wi-Fi speed, because the phone is constantly looking at both, and it's looking at multiple factors.
Yep.
And like I said, at any given moment, it may decide, I know I got this Wi-Fi that he's got at home, but that traffic isn't moving as quick as the cellular. So I'm going to use the cellular for these packets.
Yeah, it's possible.
It may be doing that.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So.
All right, guys.
But your general thinking is correct. It should be the same.
Absolutely, it ought to be. Yeah, no question.
All right, let me continue to troll.
All right, good luck, David.
Thanks.
All right.
I'd like to know how it works out.
Yeah, we would. We would.
All right, take care.
Take it easy. Yeah, you just think it's all the same, and it's definitely not. It's too bad. I've switched over. I've been a Google Fi user, and I modified. We used to have an unlimited service. Now I have an unlimited capped service. So it's unlimited to a point. I can't do a hotspot anymore. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I know, just like Verizon.
There's
unlimited
a limit. There's a limit to the unlimited service.
Correct. And again, just in his case, I don't even get anywhere near the amount of gigs that you would have to for my usage. So my wife and I, it's like $60 for both of us to have this service together. Versus the old days of $45 per handset would get really expensive. So Google Fi is still a good solution for me. I like it. So not that I'm marketing anything. And a quick story for you guys. So this is crazy. The U.S., our government, as it's known, is putting a $10 million bounty on 3 Russians accused of hacking critical infrastructure. Now, here's the thing that makes this story crazy. They've been using a 7-year-old Cisco vulnerability that remains, according to the folks in the registry, inexplicably unpatched. So they've been doing this since, believe it or not, 2012. It goes back this far. And they have targeted over 3,000 people and 500 organizations around the world trying to leverage this known Cisco vulnerability. And it's a CVE 2018-0171. Cisco patched this vulnerability in 2018.
Right.
But they were able to continue to exploit it
because
companies replace enough.
Aren't replacing stuff that was end-of-lifed sometime between now and 7 years ago.
Right. And now there's a $10 million bounty. The indictment, it's a 2021 indictment, I guess. They targeted oil and gas firms, nuclear plants. As my new daughter-in-law would say, it's not nuclear, it's nuclear. Make sure you sell it right. Say it right. Okay, I'll say it right. Nuclear plants and utility and power transmission companies. And they're seeking to map out the internal networks for possible future attacks. This should not be a thing. And obviously we need to get these guys, but come on. 8-year-old patches, 7-year-old patches you haven't applied and you're still using this old equipment and these guys are going after us? These are 3 Russians. The Chinese have been putting this stuff out there forever, according to the FBI and CISA. We've got a lot of issues there, too. So we shouldn't be surprised. I mean, one of the targets was Wolf Creek nuclear power plant in Burlington, Kansas. And they basically installed snooping software that harvested login credentials of the plant operator. Now, that's kind of scary. Only when the nuke site operators called the FBI that there was an intrusion was discovered. So the nuclear operator of the company had no idea you had Russians banging around in your system. All because you're running an old Cisco firewall that you didn't patch. So you got to ask yourself, if you're not patching your Cisco firewall, what else are you not doing at your nuclear plant? Are you putting enough water in there? How's the nuclear rods? Is it Homer who's pushing the button in this place? This is, you just got to ask those questions if you can't be up to date with your basic firewall. So we'll put the links out here for you. So this is the biggest problem in IT, trying to protect your infrastructure, trying to protect your systems. IT's the issue. The organizations are the issue. We have clients who have been hacked twice and still haven't put in 2-factor authentication because it's going to be too much trouble for their users. You've been impacted twice and you're not going to do it? That's really what's going on out there.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, and we just can't believe it. So here you are with a nuclear operator who hasn't updated their Cisco firewall. And so there's 3 Russians out there with a $10 million bounty on them, and we'll see what happens with that. I'll put the link up there for you to read. So we'll step out for a quick break. We do have 4 lines wide open. Feel free to get online, 860-522-9842, because this is the witching hour. This is when you guys are all on the line and we can't get to you. Now nobody's on the line. You must have called early because I asked you to, which is great. 860-522-9842 is the number, and we'll be right back.
Pet Talk is back. Now Saturdays at 1 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
If you've been having your McDonald's sausage McMuffin with an iced coffee from somewhere else, now's a great time to reconsider.
Wake up to a warm sausage McMuffin with egg for $3 and add your favorite any size iced coffee in caramel, black, or French vanilla for just $1.29 during breakfast hours only. Prices and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Your portfolio might be growing, but is it paying you income? Growth is not the same thing as income. At Retirement Income Source Grant and Financial Group, we build custom portfolios that generate income. Stop selling assets to pay for your retirement. Call now for your free income consultation at 855-930-6293.
Investment advisory services offered by Sound Income Strategies, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisory firm. The Retirement Income Source and Sound Income Strategies are associated entities. Retirement Retirement Income Source with David Scranton is a paid program.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contrast. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill. But those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in. Cool as can be. Tap GoodRx. Saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
All right. Sad. We're into fall. The best time in Connecticut, as far as I'm concerned. And we're here to help you out with your computer comments, questions, and concerns. So we're going to get right to your calls. Bob in Enfield's up first. What's up, Bob?
Yes, I had a question regarding laptops. My wife has a ThinkPad, Lenovo ThinkPad, T16, and we're thinking of replacing it.
Okay.
And we've had some people say, well, no, you don't want to replace the Lenovo because it's hard to get parts. It'd be better to get a Dell or an HP. So I was just calling to see what your feedback on that is. We're looking for something with, a terabyte of hard drive, maybe 16, 32 gigabyte of RAM.
Yep.
Probably the screen would have 400 to 500 nits. I think that's what they call them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, any of those brands will be out there. Lenovo's still kicking.
Sure.
They're out there. The reason they gave doesn't make any sense because getting parts for anything these days is difficult.
Well, yeah, that's true. But then again, when you can get a part, they pretty much are going to work in a lot of different computers of different brands.
Yeah. So I wouldn't let that be the limiter. If you like Lenovo, there's no reason you can't stick with it. But HP and Dell are fine alternatives. I would tell you to look at all of those brands and see if you find one that fits the bill. I would tell you to stay away from plastic cases. Make sure the laptop is metal or some sort of aluminum rather than plastic, so those hinges last for you. But that's really, and then buy as much technology as you can afford. An i5, Ultra, i7, a current generation processor, 16 to 32 gigs of RAM. The more RAM, the better these days. Terabyte of solid-state drive is great. The size of your monitor matters as well as far as lugging it around. So, if you like something a little lighter, you can have a smaller 13 or 14-inch. They're all now even versus odd sizes. So it's going to be 14, 16 versus the old 13, 15, and 17. 17s are hard to find. I don't know. I got a lot of accountants that love 17-inch monitors because of I don't know what they're doing. They're lugging them around, but they got the full. They have the full keypad with the number pad on it is part of the reason. So, yeah, all those brands are good. And finding parts is always hit or miss depending on what the part is or what failed and who made it.
Okay. Well, we did call Lenovo. Lenovo said, well, they've got different warranties and service contracts, and they say, hey, we can get them fixed in a day depending upon the contract you have.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and one of the reasons that we were thinking of Lenovo, the ThinkPad, is because because of the heftiness of the T16.
Yep, well, sure.
So,
if you like the quality, if you've had good luck, who am I to say not to?
Okay, great. Well, that's all the questions I had regarding it.
Sounds good, Bob. Well, good luck.
All right, well, thanks a lot. Have a great day.
You too. All right, so he's off to buy a laptop. But yeah, part scarcity. We're going to see what's going to happen with the tariffs. It's going to impact supply chains. All sorts of things are going to be shifted around, causing. We haven't seen it necessarily yet, but there is definitely shifting occurring, and who knows what we're going to see with the supply chain. But there's plenty of good brands out there with plenty of good parts and stuff. I'm going to bring up a real quick article too. Android. So we haven't talked about this enough. Android dropped a mega patch bomb, is what it's called here. 120 fixes, and 2 of those have already been exploited. So this is a rare thing. We don't see a lot of these issues with Android operating systems, but this is one of the biggest patches that they've sent out in years, while attackers are actively exploiting 2 of the known flaws. So please update your Android mobile operating system. Make sure you're always keeping that up to date. But that's a lot of patches. So I've always talked about, once everything's appified, Dennis and I are going to have to find different jobs, probably like selling mulch or something. Mulch is the perfect business, by the way. But Android has got its issues too, right? No matter what the operating system is, there's vulnerabilities, there's things that can happen. There's definitely attackers out there that are going to try to get into your system. So this is kind of a big one. And the flaws that they're hitting, the 2 biggest concerns are high severity problem with the Linux kernel of the Android operating system, which is the heart of the Android operating system, and another CVE, which has a high severity issue with Android's runtime environment, hosting apps. The attacker can escalate local privileges. So both flaws can be exploited without user interaction. That's the scary stuff, right? So your phone's just sitting there, and if they figure out how to exploit these flaws, they're going to take care of it. So please, please, please go ahead and patch it. And of course, Google declined to name who is exploiting the flaws or how. I'll tell you right now, our government is working really hard monitoring those bad guys. I'm not going to tell you how, but I can tell you for certain that
they are.
They are. And have some level of comfort that they are. And so Google knows too who the bad guys are exploiting, because I'm sure the government told them.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, hey, this guy in Uzbekistan. So definitely apply your updates, and we'll put the link up here for you. But 120 fixes to the Android operating system is a lot of bug fixes, and those are some pretty serious flaws. So we'll put that link up there for you as well. So what else you want to talk about, Dennis? Anything good?
Well, let's talk about cyber criminals using exploits.
Yeah.
Some of them are exploiting Grok, which is
Musk's
Elon
AI.
Musk's AI. They're using Grok to get around ad protections and spread malware using X, formerly known as Twitter.
Interesting.
So they're using that product
against itself,
against its own sister product, and then getting malware out to computers. I mean come on. I mean, it's a story that almost writes itself. But really, you guys are going to have that much of a wide open doorway?
Exactly.
And I get that they want Grok to work integrally with, Twitter, formerly known as, well, wait a minute, it's X, formerly known as Twitter. Sorry. Anyway, they want them to be, married up and working together. But, sometimes that ain't such a good idea.
That could be.
Yep.
There's lots of AI being utilized for attacks now.
Yep.
And again, this shouldn't be a thing. So why these AI companies are offering these services for free or such low cost for people to go ahead and leverage them? Yes, they want us to get us hooked on it, right? They want us to chat with our GPT here and, confirm our suicidal thoughts, which is actually happening.
Well, right.
And this is how bad it is, where you can find teenagers accessing this stuff, chatting with these chatbots to the point where they're going to take their own lives. There's a problem. And, as with controlled substances, if you can, we may need to consider controlling access to AI. It's just, it's too expensive on our entire electric grid that we're subsidizing these industries to come up and do what they're doing. Yes, maybe AI is going to be really helpful in the future. I hope it is. But if it's too stupid to allow attackers to attack itself, or to tell people who are obviously having issues to take their own lives, there's clearly some lack of intelligence with this artificial intelligence. So I heard there's a bunch of attorneys general who are doing supposed, inquiries into the AI, come on, guys. What do you need here? You simply need to make it so that you have to pay for the service. It needs to be something that you can actually verify your age, and you must pay for the service. We can do that with alcohol. We can do that with other things. Why can't we figure it out with AI? Everybody shouldn't have access to AI necessarily until we know what it can or cannot do and who's going to be responsible for what it can and cannot do.
Right.
I got, I think, 5 free AI apps on my phone right now.
Whoa, that's a lot.
It is. They're all there. I don't use them very much, but they're there because I'm a geek and I really need to be involved in this stuff.
Well, right.
But why is it so easy for me to have all these apps on my phone? This is expensive stuff, technically. Should be, but it's not. It's free for me. And
that makes it free for all the bad guys out in the world that can then use it against everybody else.
Exactly. So maybe we're doing something wrong, And this is how Microsoft started. They practically gave it away for free. This is how all of it gets out there. Hey, just try it. It's like anything. They're pushing that drug. Is it valuable? Maybe it is. Should we all have access to it? Maybe not. You really shouldn't put any kind of power tools in my hand. I don't know what I'm doing with them. I really don't. You'd be amazed at what I could do with a power tool. A hammer, same thing. Everything's a nail. So we do appreciate you guys joining us on this Saturday morning. Everything's been posted over at ComputerTalkWithTab.com. And, of course, if you want to join us on the Computer Talk with Tab Listener Network, you may do so. Just ask. We want to thank Carolyn for producing, as always, doing a great job. Mike G. for posting everything on those social media networks for us and helping us all through the show. And
finding great links that we couldn't turn up with when we were looking ourselves.
Exactly. He's invaluable. He's been with us for
I've always said
decades.
this show would be a smoking crater without Mike G.
Exactly. We do appreciate his efforts. But again, we thank you guys for joining us this morning. And stick around. Dr. Alessi is going to be up next with Healthy Rounds. He'll give you a second opinion on your health advice.
And remember, we want you to be geeks too.
We'll see you next Saturday.
Here's a few questions for you from California Psychics. Do your workdays seem to go on forever? Is your career progression as fast as downtown traffic? Or does your boss still not know your name?
Hey, you, Tina, Lisa, Sheila, whatever. Get that report to me by lunch, okay? It's Carrie, ma'am. Just get it done, Terry.
It's time to read the career warning signs and talk to California Psychics. We're always on hand to give you the career guidance you need. You see, we only connect you with the very best. In fact, 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us don't make the grade. That's why we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. So you could soon be telling your boss